Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Doe. So to begin with, I am going to need 2 valid forms of ID from each of you. Okay, thank you. So I am going to go ahead and complete the U.S. Patriot Act form using the information contained in the forms of ID that you have provided to me. And while I'm doing that, because you will be under oath, I'll need you guys to go ahead and complete my notary journal. But before I give you that, I just want to let you know that contained within these documents are some documents that you will have to swear or affirm under penalties of perjury that the information that you have provided is true and correct to the best of your knowledge and belief. Do you swear or affirm? Okay, great, thank you. So here's my journal. Go ahead and complete that for me. All right, thank you. So the journal is complete and we are about to begin. Before we begin, I always just like to give my disclaimer. I am the notary and I am here to witness you sign the documents. I'm able to answer your what questions, however, I'm unable to answer the whys. So if it's anything that you want to know that I can point to, then I'd be able to answer that for you. If you want to know the specifics, such as why an amount is a certain amount, then that would be more so a question for your loan officer. Please feel free to stop me at any time, and we can always give your loan officer a call if you have any questions that I'm unable to address for you. Okay? So let's begin. The first document is going to be your settlement statement. What your settlement statement is it shows the loan amount, it shows your loan amount and the charges that you incurred to get the loan. It also shows the amount that you are going to receive or if you are required to pay anything at closing. Okay, so taking a look at your settlement statement here, it shows that you guys are taking out a loan for the amount of $75,000. It shows here that they will pay off your pre-existing loan of $27,093, leaving you guys with $47,355.05. The charges that you incurred to get the loan was $551.95. Does that sound about right? Okay, perfect. So I will just need you guys to go ahead and sign the addendum to HUD. This is just showing that they paid from the borrower's funds at settlement. This is that pre-existing loan that you guys had. So Mr. Doe, I'll need you to go ahead and sign your name as it appears here using your middle initial and date this document. Please date it using the 4-digit year. Mrs. Doe, you'll do the same, sign using your middle initial. You're going to date 03/22/2022 using the 4-digit year. Thank you. So this next document is your uniform residential loan application. This is just all the information that you provided to get the loan. And Mr. Doe, you'll go first. This document has her name here. I just need you guys both to initial. Mr. Doe, you'll initial JAD first, and Mrs. Doe, you'll initial JBD right behind him on that line. The next one, Mrs. Doe, on this document, you will now go first. So again, I'll just need you to initial JBD and then hand it over to Mr. Doe so he can initial as well. This next form that I'm going to need you guys to sign is just your acknowledgement and agreements form, just acknowledging and agreeing to the terms of this loan and that the information that you provided is true. So, Mr. Doe, I just need you to sign your name using your middle initial. Mrs. Doe, you will sign right up under using your middle initial. And I need you both to date in the format that's listed. So 2-digit month, 2-digit day, 4-digit year. This next document is going to be your evidence of joint application. All this states is that you are both on the application and that you are both responsible for the loan. So Mr. Doe, again, I'll need you to sign using your middle initial and please make sure that you're dating using the 4-digit year. Mrs. Doe, same for you. Middle initial, 4-digit year. Now this next document is going to be your home equity line of credit agreement and disclosure statement. What this states is that $551.95 are the cost or the fees that you incurred to get the loan. This is a 10-year loan, or so you have 120 months to use or repay the loan. And it also states that your beginning interest is 4.25%. And if you guys want to know more, there is a breakdown breakdown of the loan on page 6. Okay, so what I'm going to need for you guys is to, again, sign and date here using the 4-digit year. Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Doe, so this next document is going to be your open-end deed of trust. I just need for you guys to go ahead and double check the spelling of your name, and then we will sign the last page. So the deed, you guys, is like pretty much like the title to your car, but it's the title to your home. Okay, so both of your names are spelled correctly. Mr. Doe signed here using his middle initial, and Mrs. Doe did the same right beside him. And this deed of trust, you guys, did not include it didn't include notarial wording or a venue. So I'm lying. It did. I'm looking at it right here. I thought this was a jurat I attached. I'm sorry. I'm like NSA crazy at this point. I'm not in the signing right now either. So it did already include the notarial wording, so I did not have to attach a jurat. And I went ahead and completed it. State of Tennessee, County of Wilson, on this 22nd day of March. Before me personally appeared John A. Doe and Jane B. Doe. I do understand that because it is print or typed, I don't have to, put all those lines everywhere. I went on ahead and signed it. The title on this document is Notary Public. My commission expiration date and my seal. The title on that document is Notary Public. I don't know if my brain is just gone blank right now or if I really don't remember, but I'll touch on that later. Your title, when should you be considered Notary Public or an NSA or signing agent? Back to the signing. Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Doe, this is your Plant Unit Development Rider. And all your Plant Unit Development Rider states is that you will agree and abide by the terms of the Association of the Davis Estates. So I will just need you guys to go ahead and sign here. And please do not date this document. Okay, that's not for us. And this next document is your borrower's certification and authorization and consent. So all that is just stating that you guys did authorize and consent to the title company using your information to check and get you qualified for the loan. Mr. and Mrs. Doe, I need you both to go ahead and sign using your middle initial, and please don't forget to date using the 4-digit year. This next document is going to be your hazard insurance authorization and requirements. What this states is that you are required to have hazard insurance if you are deemed to be in a flood zone. You guys have not been deemed to be in a flood zone, so I just need you to sign and date, acknowledging that you are not, and if you should happen to ever become deemed a flood zone, that you will be required to have hazard insurance. Okay, and this next document is your 4506C. And all this states is that you agree that the lender may collect a copy of your tax transcript from the IRS. And if you agree to that, I just need you, Mr. Doe, to go ahead and check this box right here. Sign your name right here in this box, and make sure you include your middle initial, and go ahead and date that using the 4-digit year. Your phone number is optional, but This next document, you guys, is going to be your acknowledgement of a receipt of appraisal report. So all this states is that all this states is that you have had an appraisal and that you'll have access to the appraisal report within 3 days of the closing, or you have waived your right to have an appraisal. Either way, I'll need you guys to have a signature acknowledging that you have had your appraisal or you waived it. This next document is the authorized credit account signatures. And all this document states is that in connection with your home equity line security agreement with the lender, checks will be honored when signed by one or all of the signers. If the borrowers are in default under their home equity line agreement with the lender must request that any unused checks be returned. Okay, so I'll just need you guys to go ahead and sign there. Please do not date that document. And this next document is going to be your compliance agreement. And all the compliance agreement states is that you will work with the lender to make any necessary corrections if there's any issues within these documents. So go ahead and sign, and do not date that document, but do sign using your middle initial. That's the U.S. Patriot Act form that I completed, so it is back in order. What the heck? What's this? Okay, so I'm out of the signing right now. I'm a little lost. Because this U.S. Patriot Act form, it has this page 2 of 2, and I don't know, maybe and maybe we went over this in class. Maybe you did say this, like some U.S. Patriot Acts will have a jurat. This is, yeah, or is, yeah, this is a jurat. Okay, so I'm a little confused because the U.S. Patriot Act from the refi, we did not have this, and I'm just now realizing that this jurat goes with the U.S. Patriot Act form, and yeah, okay, moving on. I just didn't know that was there together. I don't know how are my documents out of order? What is this? Okay, the compliance agreement. Okay. I don't know what this goes with. It just says, like, it says customer identification verification. So this go with the Patriot Act. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. I think I got thrown off because I have like a few duplicate documents, and like page 1 and 2 is like, I don't know, moving forward. So this next document is going to be the compliance agreement. And this states that you will work with the lender to provide any additional information in the event of errors in the package. So Mr. and Mrs. Doe, I'll just need you guys to sign and date using your middle initial. And this one it requires my work, so I'll go ahead and sign my signature here. And this one is a jurat that's already included. So State of Tennessee, County of Wilson, subscribed and sworn or affirmed before me on this 22nd day of March 2022. Since their names is typed in, I do understand that I don't need to draw those lines everywhere, and just sign my name. This next document is going to be your home equity line of credit disbursement statement. And all your home equity line of credit disbursement statement is it's showing that the title company is going to pay off the pre-existing loan, and the charges that you incurred for this loan is $551.95. Mr. and Mrs. Doe, I'll need signatures and dates from both of you on this document. Please don't forget the 4-digit year. And this is just the important terms of your home equity line of credit. And all this is the breakdown of how the payments are applied to the interest and principal over the life of the loan. So I'll just need you guys to both go ahead and sign and date here. And there's two. These dual documents is getting to me. And Mr. Doe, I'll just need signatures, initials from you at the bottom of this document. Make sure you initial JAD, including your middle initial. All this is stating that you acknowledge that TransUnion was used to review your credit, Ryan was used to review your credit, and Experian, okay, in order to get you qualified for the loan. And this next document is your notice concerning the furnishing of negative information to Consumer Reporting Agency. All this states that they may report information about your account to credit bureaus. And I'll just need you guys to go ahead and sign and date there. This next document is your notice of right to cancel. It just lets you know that you do have 3 business days to go ahead and cancel if you decide not to go through with the loan. If so, you want to make sure that you are signing and mailing this back to this address listed within the documents, and you want to have it in the mail no later than midnight of March 25th of 2022. If you do wish to cancel at any point, you will sign here and you will date it there. But today, if you guys are not wishing to cancel today, I'll just need you to, Mr. Doe, go ahead and sign using your middle initial and date, acknowledging that you have received the notice of the right to cancel, okay? Mrs. Doe, I'll need the same from you, okay? And then here's the same document. I will have Mrs. Doe do the same thing. This next document is Occupancy and Financial Status Affidavit. All this states is that you guys this will be your primary residence, and you will occupy the residence within 60 days of the closing. You'll occupy the residence within 60 days of the closing. I'm out of the signing right now. It's something I'm forgetting about that, and I'm trying to do this without looking at my notes, but I'll go back. Okay, so Mr. and Mrs. Doe, I'll need you to sign initial and date, sign using your middle initial and date using the 4-digit year. And that document there requires some notarization. So, I took care of that part there. This next document is the signature affidavit and AKA statement. So, what this states is, if you've ever been known or gone by any other names. So, John Doe, I just need you to sign your name here. And the only name that we have for you is John Doe, so you'll just go ahead and you'll sign your name there, okay? And this document does require notarization, so I took care of my portion. And we'll do the same thing for Jane Doe, except for with Jane Doe, Jane was once known as Jane Smith, so that's probably her maiden name. Well, not probably, it is. So, Jane Doe, I will need you to go ahead and sign here using your middle initial. Jane, you've also been known using Jane B. Doe, and you've also been known as Jane Doe, so go ahead and sign here without the middle initial. And then because you were once known as Jane Smith, I'll need you to go ahead and sign as Jane Smith right here in this blank space. Okay. And again, this requires notarization, so I went ahead and took care of that. This next document is the Tennessee Advance Fee Agreement. And I don't know what that is. And all this is, Mr. and Mrs. Doe, listed below are the advance fees you are required to pay in connection with your application for a mortgage loan. You may also be Listed below are the advance fees you are required to pay in connection with your application for a mortgage loan. Okay? So I will just need you guys to go ahead and sign using your middle initials and date using the 4-digit year for me. This next document is the Tennessee right to choose insurance provider. It just states that you have the right to choose whichever home insurance provider that you like to go with. So go ahead and sign using your middle initials and date using the 4-digit year. And the last document, you guys, is going to be the standard flood I am not starting this video over. It's going to be your standard flood hazard determination form. SFHDF. Okay. And all this states is that your property is not in a flood hazard zone. If it was in a flood hazard zone, then you would be required to have hazard insurance, but you are not. So I will just need for both of you, Mr. Doe, you will go ahead and sign using your middle initial and date using the 4-digit year there. Mrs. Doe, you'll do the same. Middle initial, 4-digit year. And I think that concludes our signing. So, not bad. I feel like I could have done better, but the fact that I enjoy doing this because I'm trying to memorize the documents without having to look. I did, if you see pauses in the video, that's because I was pausing to look at the notes. But, it was dope to give it a shot this time around without the notes so handy. In my refi, I had sticky notes, paper clips and flashcards, what you call them, flashcards everywhere. And this time around I had my cheat sheet, and I really was just trying to do it off the top of the dome. So that's it. I need to work on, I don't know, I need to work on closing out the signing. I guess that'll be different when I'm in the signer's presence. Everything was pretty much just monotone, moving straight forward. And I don't want to say monotone. I mean, I hope that you can hear the enthusiasm in my voice. It'll be much different in person. Right now I'm really just focused on trying to learn each document. So I don't like how I really have a problem with how I close out these mock signings. How do I get up out of there and say okay, so we are done? And I'll get there. Sometimes I guess I do overthink. But yeah, that's my HELOC.